All right, fam. Today I'm going to be telling you three reasons why you are not getting stronger or you're not able to lift those heavy weights that you're trying to lift. Okay, but before we get into it, here's me pressing 50 kilos today on delts day. I can do a lot more, but today is all about control, but still hitting some heavy weights as well. And I'm going to take you guys right through. We've got a big one today, so stay with me right till the end. Help to boost my algorithm as well and learn a few things while we are there. And the first reason here is exactly what I'm doing here, okay? It is warm up. We always fail to warm up properly. Warming up properly is really essential. Now, there's so many reasons why you should warm up properly. Take your time. Now, I've only got 7.5 kilos in each hand, which is very easy for me. I love to warm up with extremely light weights that would not exhaust me at all, but it's going to warm up all those small movements, all those small muscle groups, but it's also going to be taking me through that range of motion that I'm going to be already doing and performing. So I like to also warm up with lighter weights, but with a good range of motion. Reason for that as well is my joints are also ready, okay? And I also like to warm up gradually into the weight, but you got to be able to gauge this properly. So let's talk about the warm up phase, okay? So I went from 7.5 to 10 kilos. And obviously, it's only a 2.5 kilo increment, which isn't much at all, which is also perfect for warm up. I decrease, I half the amount of reps I was doing this time, only 10. I also slow down the movements I was doing to still kind of give the same amount of tension to the muscles that I am trying to actually work. But I didn't want to go, of course, 20 reps again because that was going to start to get me to that exhaustion point. So you got to be really careful and tactical with your warm-ups because one, you don't want to be exhausting yourself, especially when you're trying to lift heavy. But two, you also don't want to not warm up enough, okay? Just checking to make sure the camera is working. Okay, now I've got 15 kilos here, so I went up by 5 kilos. At this point, my muscles are starting to feel something. So what I'm doing here is still keeping those rep ranges decently small, but controlling and feeling those muscles. But I'm also awakening the muscles at this point too. So it's really important, and this is why your warm up is actually I personally think your warm up is probably one of your most important parts of your exercise, especially if you are trying to lift bigger weights over here. Okay, so now this here I made a little bit of a jump in here, and this was awesome. It was 20 kilos and nice 5 kilo jump, but it's also, again, this is like when it starts to get heavier, even 5 kilos is a big amount. So now at this point, I have to start awakening the bigger muscles. So after 20 kilos, no playing around. This is where it starts with the big weights, okay? And this is where I'll start being a little bit more serious with my lifts as well. It's going to be a little bit explosive more. Even though it's still control, it's still a little bit more explosive. I've got my elbow sleeves on as well because it's game day. Making sure at this point the joints are also nice and warm as well, and they're ready to take about that load. You want the mistakes people make when they're warming up is they spend so long in the lighter weights phase, and then they also exhaust themselves. And by the time they get up to the heavier weights, they got nothing. Now, you know this with that 35 kilo weight, what I did was I hit that rep range I'm going to be hitting, which is 5 reps, okay? Now, I've gone, this is my first working set over here, which was 40 kilos. And over here, I've started, you can see my wrist straps on, so I've got my full armor on, and then it's press time. Nice control. My first set is always super controlled. Even when I'm going heavy, okay? I'm getting a good feel of the weight first before I start to go anything. If I hit 3 reps on that and it was controlled, I'll still be happy with that as opposed to hitting 5 because at least I know I'm not going to be damaging my joints. My first time I'm actually getting the big heavy weights on. So now I've got a good feel of it. I can start to improve that speed on the weight, but not too much, okay? Once I sense any sort of, discomfort, change it up straight away, okay? So that brings us up to our next reason. So we said reason 1, which is you're not warming up enough. Why you're not getting stronger? Reason 2 over here, okay, is we actually not pushing ourselves to lift heavy enough. Do we have the right protective equipment for us? Do we have that elbow support? Do we have that wrist support? Is your wrist lacking? Is that what's actually stopping you from lifting that weight as well because you're getting wrist pain or your wrist isn't strong enough? Are your elbow is giving you some sort of pain? So this is why I have my protective equipment or accessories from KXK Fitness. just to support me as well, to support those joints as well too. And again, as you guys know, now I'm doing 50 kilos. I've picked that as my working weight. It's heavy, but I'm doing like 3 sets on this weight, so I gotta make sure. Like that's the main reason I didn't go up to 55. I'd rather get these 50s, but they're, oh my god, this was actually a struggle to get that one up. I didn't think I was gonna get it. I had to really grind, and you're gonna see that last rep. That was a bit of a grinder with that one, so it's a big grind. Oh, okay, and so, like I was saying, you guys actually have to make sure you are ready and you go in heavy enough, but you gotta be able to gauge the weight that you hitting. Okay. Now, number three is your structuring of your programming. Okay. Now we've got reverse flies over here, which is awesome, but this is a very, very long set. So this is awesome because it allows me to explain what I am going to be explaining with that. However, with the reverse flies, we've got 10 reps. We have a little bit like of a rest, maybe about 10 seconds rest, and then we'll go back into it, and we've got 10 sets. So with this one, we actually just increasing our muscle glycogen uptake. This sarcoplasmic hypertrophy technique, and also this could be inducing metabolic training, which is awesome too. So I find, especially when it comes to delts and also isolating delts, your body can respond very, very well to volume. So that's why I really like it, especially working with a very small muscle group like your rear delt at this point where you isolate it and doesn't actually require much weight. So a great way to actually increase the tension is to increase the volume of it. So again, I'm not going too heavy, only 7.5 kilos. Very, very easy, but it's a massive burn. I'm feeling it with this one as well too. Now, the structuring of your programming. Okay, so if you guys have been looking at my and following me daily, you'd know that I structure my program in a way that it allows me to, one, rest and recover, two, feel strong. I'm not gonna put 2 leg days by each other because I know that my legs probably aren't gonna be recovered enough. I'm not going to be putting 2 push days straight after each other because I know my shoulders, my chest isn't going to be recovered, especially when I'm also working at a very, very high capacity rate. Now, I also make sure I have a 1 to 2 days of rest, okay? Now, when I do rest, I keep active recovery, okay? Because I know my body needs to move, okay? So, it also allows my blood to flow well. They can flow to the joints and I actually recover quicker. So, when you are doing any sort of power building training, you got to ensure that you are actually recovering enough. I'm also trying to get as much sleep as I can. I'm eating well. I'm supplementing well because every single thing you do affects your training. It affects how you feel the next day. So this is one of the biggest things that a lot of people also don't realize. That's why I left it for number 3, because the structure of your program is also going to tell you how much. Because when you guys power build, you're lifting heavy weights. Yesterday I did 300 times 3 reps on deadlifts. My body is honestly fried today. It was. There's no way I was going to be doing any leg movements. And after that nice long ass calf workout, my calves are roasted. My lower back is a little bit tight from dead eats. My glutes are sore. My hamstrings are sore. So I was not going to be attempting legs today. So this was actually a perfect workout for me. Gives those muscle groups a rest. But more importantly, I got at least 8 hours sleep. I got some deep sleep in, some deep REM sleep, which I know because I dreamt. And that's super important when it comes to recovery, because you and even today I'm going to try and get more and more sleep in before another big day tomorrow. So you guys gotta ensure that you are giving your body what it needs to recover, because if you just keep pounding it, your central nervous system is going to be like, look, you're putting in so much, in fact too much pressure on there, okay, and it doesn't like that, and then you're gonna crash, and then your weight and your actual performance is also gonna reduce. So it's very, very important. Obviously some of the supplementation I'm having at the moment, creatine, super important when it comes to strength building. I'm having Synthesis Edge by BSN, which is amazing, so tasty. My protein at the moment fueling me. I'm actually even loving a little bit of carbs in there. It's honestly, and it's so tasty. I feel like I'm having a milkshake every single time I'm having a. I'm having also a hydrolyte, which is like an electrolyte balance sports drink, which I also have before my trainings. So it's also got a good amount of sodium in there and some calcium in there, great for my muscle contraction while I'm working out too. So like I said, there's a few things. I'll be sipping on EAAs during the day. Some days I'll have BCAAs. My BCAAs have D vitamins in there, maybe darker skin as well too. My melanin would also block some of the absorption of UV rays, which actually makes it sometimes harder for me to actually get a lot of my vitamin D. So having vitamin D3 as a supplement in there has been useful to me. So that's one of the things I also want to highlight there. Again, like I said, certain things are more specific to other people. I mean, vitamin D3 is actually important, and vitamin D from the sun is very important for everyone in general. Okay. Now, while we're here, I made a video yesterday about how to get lean. In fact, how to get under 5% body fat. And I just want to touch base on that because I know it's getting lean is not an easy process. And I know someone asked me, can you get leaner and get stronger at the same time? Okay. So the last time I actually programmed for power building, I was actually at one of my fittest. I wasn't at my leanest because my leanest would be competition, but I was pretty lean, and I was actually at my strongest. So you can do it. It's all a management of diet. And how do you do that? Okay. Now, you just gotta be able to fuel yourself effectively, but it is one of the harder things to do. The reason why it's so hard to do is because if you are hitting a strength phase and you also potentially looking at building, okay, so you're in the power building phase, you also do need those extra nutrients. So you kind of almost want to be eating in a surplus because this surplus is going to actually help you recover more efficiently, okay, and also help you build. So the detrimental part of it is you're probably going to put on less muscle in the process, being real, and which also means that you potentially could have built more muscle during the process, which you're missing out on. But I mean, the positives of it is you can still gain strength to what your body can take, and you can also still build probably a little bit of muscle, or highlight a bit of the muscle that you've got. So it depends on preference. Okay, like some people want to be leaner and stronger. I personally would just want to be at a good point always, like still relatively lean. I've always got my abs anyway, and then I'll still program. So when I start programming, usually for any sort of strength based, I always make sure I'm leaner before I start it. So by the end of it, even if I've put on probably 1 or 2% body fat in the process, I'm still relatively lean, because usually when I'm power building, my goal is also to build muscle. So in the process, I'll probably end up building a bit of muscle while I'm doing it. So yeah, I've been feeling really good during this training. Today's actually workout was pretty good. I actually had no caffeine at all, so that was pretty good. I just decided I didn't want to because I had a big pre-workout yesterday, and I've been having pre-workout all throughout the week. So I just wanted to give my body a bit of a break from the caffeine. When it comes to delts as well, it's not a muscle group that honestly requires that much. I don't think training delts, it's overly hard for me to require pre-workout. I can really zone in, and ideally, the funny thing is I actually use more of my pre-workout. I use for training and big workouts like my deadlifts and my squats, but ideally I actually use it to do more work, while I'm editing and doing my client work, and it just keeps me alert. So I kind of train with my pre-workout, and then throughout the day when I've got work and other things to do, it just helps me stay alert while I am. So that's actually an interesting thing, because someone asked me the other day, he was like, oh yeah, I find that I can't train, I have to train early in the morning. And I asked him, do you take pre-workout? He's like, yeah. And I was like, then why? Because he's like, well, when he trains, he gets tired from work. And I was like, well, after you're training, even with your pre-workouts, like, you should still be quite awake. Like I personally will carry on for my training, and it switches me on. I'm alert, mentally alert, and I'll kind of use that to carry on and do most of my like academic work that I need to do. So any sort of stuff on the computer that I need to do, which is like most of my work daily is actually on the computer. For those of you that don't know, or if I need to do some shoots as well, or trying to carry on anyway, even trying to train clients at the gym, So it's, but I just feel like while I'm caffeinated, then I'm pretty alert. So I'd rather, I personally am no morning person. So I don't like training in the morning, early in the morning. So I probably prefer like 11 or 12ish, but because that's when I feel like my food is soaked in, my nutrients are soaked in, my muscle glycogen stores are ready, and I'm ready to knock it out. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been following my progress, that have been watching daily. I'm seeing massive improvements in my views on YouTube, and I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I want to help you guys as much as possible, so let me help you guys, but I can't help you if I don't know what you want. So drop in the comments below anything, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you do not miss out on these episodes. Your boy is out. Peace.